I've tested loads of controllers over the years. Xbox controllers, PlayStation controllers, fancy controllers, expensive controllers. But I've never tested anything quite ridiculously great as this. And here's the strange part. I didn't buy it expecting it to replace my Xbox controller. I bought it because it looked like something I would find in a scrapyard. So what happened? This is the PB Tails Metal Crush Defender. It's actually been around for a while. I just kept seeing photos of it online, and every single time I had exactly the same reaction. What on earth is that? Because it doesn't really look like a gaming controller. It looks like something from a Fallout game. Something that survived the explosion and somehow still works. And honestly, I couldn't stop looking at it. Eventually, curiosity won. I got one. PB Tails had clearly put some thought into the presentation. The box itself feels premium. Inside you get a carry case, the controller, a USB-C cable, a 2.4 gig wireless dongle and a collection of paperwork, which I immediately ignored. Because let's be honest, most controller setups are simple until suddenly they're not. The first thing you notice is the weight, because this isn't pretending to be metal, it is metal. The moment you pick it up, your brain immediately goes, okay, this is different. It's not ridiculously heavy, it's not uncomfortable, it just feels like somebody cared about making something that feels like an object rather than just another piece of plastic. Then there's the finish, the scratches, the worn edges, the almost rusty appearance. Everything looks intentional, and somehow it walks this strange line between looking completely ridiculous and looking genuinely cool. It's a sort of thing where you either love it immediately or completely don't understand why anyone would want one. There doesn't seem to be much middle ground. Before I actually tested though, I managed to make things harder for myself, because apparently this controller decided to punish me for not reading the instructions. I actually tried it over Bluetooth with my tablet first. Paired straight away, work exactly as it should, but when it comes to PC gaming, if a controller gives me the option of using 2.4 gig wireless, that's what I choose. I've had enough random Bluetooth moments over the years, small delays, random disconnects, the occasional moment where your character suddenly decides to do something completely different from what you asked, so I plugged the dongle into my PC. Moved the switch on the controller to S position, the red lights came on. Nothing. Pressed the pairing button, flashing lights, still nothing. Pressed it again, more flashing lights, still nothing. At this point I was already questioning my life choices. Then I noticed something I'd completely missed. The dongle has its own pairing button. One press and instantly connected. Problem solved. And from that point onwards the wireless connection was excellent. No dropouts, no weird behavior, it just worked. I didn't want to test this on just one machine, so I used it across several different setups. The Minisforum G1 Pro, the G7 Pro, the AI X1 Pro with an RTX 5080 eGPU, and a mixture of games that test completely different parts of a controller. Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, Forza Horizon 6, and plenty of Call of Duty, because a controller can feel great sitting on a desk, but actually using one for hours is where the truth comes out. The biggest surprise wasn't the design, it was how quickly I stopped thinking about the design. After a few gaming sessions, it simply became a really good controller. The shape feels immediately familiar, very Xbox inspired. Large comfy grips, buttons exactly where your hands expect them to be. Nothing feels strange, nothing needs learning. And then there are the sticks. I honestly didn't expect these to be one of my favorite parts. The controller uses TMR thumbsticks, but the important thing isn't the technology itself, it's how they feel. Small movements feel controlled. Tiny adjustments feel natural, especially in driving games. In Forza Horizon 6, making small steering corrections felt effortless. Nothing felt twitchy, nothing felt loose. And the biggest compliment I can give a controller is this: I stopped thinking about it. It just became part of the experience. In Assassin's Creed, movement felt smooth. Running, climbing, controlling the camera, everything behaved exactly how I expected. Which sounds like a boring compliment, but predictable is exactly what you want from a controller. Then came Call of Duty. The game where small problems suddenly becomes obvious, where a slightly inaccurate stick or uncomfortable button placement starts becoming annoying. And honestly, I expected the novelty of this controller to wear off. It didn't. It just kept working. There were a few things that surprised me though. Some good, some not quite so good. The first one was the metal thumbsticks. When I saw them online, I thought they looked incredible. When I first used them, I wasn't completely convinced because they are smooth, very smooth, almost too smooth. For the first few gaming sessions, I genuinely wondered if this would become annoying during longer play, and honestly, I still think it's the weakest part of the design. They look amazing, but I would happily trade a little bit of that appearance for slightly more grip. To be fair, I adapted. After a while I stopped noticing it. But if PB Tails released replacement sticks with a little texture, I would buy them immediately. The other surprise was the weight. I expected a metal controller to become tiring, but most of the time it actually felt premium, solid, dense, like something properly built. Only during longer gaming sessions did I start noticing the extra weight, not to ruin the experience, just enough to remind me this isn't a normal controller. Then there's the magnetic faceplate, completely unnecessary, and yet I absolutely love it, because this controller feels like somebody designed it because they wanted to make something interesting, not because they needed another product in a catalog, and that is surprisingly rare. Now, before this video turns into a love letter, there are some things that are not perfect. The biggest one is software, or more accurately, the lack of it. For a controller at this price, I expected more customization. Button remapping, profiles, more advanced adjustment, etc, etc. The sort of things you find on other premium controllers. And those options simply are not here. You can adjust the RGB, you can use turbo functions, you can switch between platforms, but if you're somebody who loves changing every tiny setting, this might feel limited. And then there's the obvious question: why buy this version? Because PB Tails makes cheaper controllers with similar technology, so if you're only interested in getting TMR sticks, there are more practical options. Which brings us back to the reason this controller exists. I think I finally worked out why this controller works. It's not trying to be most customizable controller, it isn't trying to be an esports controller, and it definitely isn't trying to be the cheapest option. It's trying to be the controller you actually want to pick up, and somehow that's exactly what happened. I bought this expecting it to be a conversation piece, something interesting to test, something unusual to put on the shelf. Instead, I stopped using my other controllers, not because they were bad, because every time I sat down to play something, this was the one I reached for. I bought it because of the design, I kept it because it was genuinely good. And would I spend my own money on it again, knowing what I know? Of course I would. Because underneath all the scratches, dents and post-apocalyptic styling, there's a genuinely excellent controller. And I wasn't expecting that. Here's the question I've been thinking of while making this video. If you had the choice, would you buy the sensible controller that does everything well, or the completely unnecessary metal controller that somehow makes gaming feel a little more special every time you pick it up. Which one would you choose? Let me know in the comments.
Family Pop TV.